Yo, what's good, combo crew? It's the one only CxmboUpZaire and Takeover super hot fire banger, man. And today I'll be showing you how to create the greatest park lockdown build in NBA 2K next gen. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Right now we're at 211 subscribers. So I really appreciate you guys a lot. We might be at more. So I really appreciate you guys, and we just hit 1,000 views on our last video, and so thank you guys so much for watching that video. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this video because it's gonna be way more fun to use instead of a pro-am build, because it's the park build. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and the build and become the greatest lockdown in the park. And now let's get into the build. And for the position, you're going to go with point guard because that's the position you're going to go to get this lockdown build. It's not like a shooting guard or a small forward because you want to go to point guard so you can get the best stats. You're going to see later how we're going to be a tall point guard. You'll see the attributes in a few minutes. So you want to go to point guard. And for the hand, you want to go with a right or left. It does not matter. It does not affect your build. It's whatever your preference is. I'm going to go with right because I'm the right-handed person in real life. So I'm going to go with right. And for the jersey number, it does also not matter. You can go with whatever number because you're not going to be wearing any jersey numbers in the park. But in case you're going to play my career with this build, I'm going to go with 99, but you can go with 23 or whatever your favorite number is. This doesn't matter except for the point guards. Just go with the point guard position and pick whatever else you want for the hands and the jersey number. And now let's get into the body settings. And for the body settings, for the height, you're gonna go with a 6'9" height for the point guard because it's the best. This is the best height for a point guard in the game. Unless you want to be a small point guard, but we're gonna go with a 6'9" height because we want to be able to lock down anybody in the park because we're 6'9". We're almost the same height as a power forward or even some centers. So I think that's good that you're going to go with 6'9", so that's why we picked it. And for the weight, you're going to go with 190 pounds because I think that's the perfect weight so you can get the good speed, even though we're not really going to need it, but it also looks better on our player. But I'm going to go with like a kind of skinny player because I want to look better in the park. So I want to go with a 190 weight, and that's what you want to go with too. And for the wingspan, you're going to go with a 7'4" wingspan because it's also the perfect wingspan to get the perfect three-pointer, the perfect ball handle, and the perfect defense, and the perfect driving dunk, and for all the finishing attributes, as you'll see in a few seconds. So you want to go with all these body settings. You want to go to 7'4" wingspan. Also, the body shape does not matter. I'm going with compacts because it looks better on my player. This is what you want to go for the body settings. Remember, body shape does not matter. But go with these body for the height, weight, and wingspan. Go with all of those. And now let's get into the attributes. And for the finishing, for the close shot, you're going to go with a 60 close shot because you don't really need to have a high close shot since you're not like a 7'3" big man in a brick. You're not going to need like a 90 close shot. You want to go with a 60 because you're not doing a lot of close shots. That's what you want to go for the close shot. And for the driving layup, you want to go with an 80 driving layup just in case you get thrown at a dunk animation or you don't even get a dunk animation at all, which is probably really rare to happen. But if it does happen, you want to have an 80 driving layup so you can make all your layups. Especially when you're wide open and you get some good layup packages. So you want to go with an 80 driving layup. And for the driving dunk, you want to go with a 93 driving dunk so you can get goal posterizer and goal limitless takeoff. Goal limitless takeoff, I think, has to do with your vertical, but you get goal posterizer with 93 driving dunk, so you want to go with a 93. And for the standing dunk, you want to go with a 60 standing dunk because you're not like Shaquille O'Neal. So you're a dribbling lockdown point guard who can do everything. You want to go with a 60 driving dunk and 25 post control. That's what you want to go for all the attributes for the finishing. And now, let's get into the shooting. And for the shooting, for the mid-range, you want to go with a 71 mid-range because you're not really going to be shooting that many mid-ranges, especially in the park. You're going to be shooting a lot of three-pointers. That's why for the three-pointer, we have an 85. For the 85 three-pointer, you're going to need to have an 85, obviously. But you need to shoot the three-pointers because if you can't shoot, then you're basically like not the greatest build. But you can still definitely be good, so you don't have to be the greatest shooter in the world to be good at the game. But I just like being able to shoot the ball, especially with a high three ball, which it makes my shots go in more easily. So I'm gonna go with an 85. And for the free throw, I know we're gonna go with a 75 free throw. Even though it's the park, you're still gonna need to grind this build out in the rec. So you want to go with or in the rec in the my career. So you're gonna need to go with all these shooting attributes. And now let's get into the playmaking. And for the playmaking, for the pass accuracy, you're gonna go with a 75 pass accuracy because I like to have fast passes, or at least decently fast passes. And also you get the LeBron pass style, which is one of the best pass styles in the game, behind like the LaMelo Ball pass style or the Magic Johnson one. But it all depends on what your favorite pass style is, or just how you want to play. But I'm gonna go to 75 so I can just have decent pass styles and not like the flashy ones, and I can just get quick passes down the court. So I'm gonna go with a 75 pass accuracy. And for the ball handle and speed with ball, I'm gonna go with an 85 ball handle and a 75 speed with ball, so I can get Michael Jordan dribble style, which is the best dribble style in the game, and 85 ball handle, which is really good for a 6'9" point guard, and you can get really good dribble moves with an 85. So I'm gonna go with all these playmaking attributes. And now let's get into the defense. And for the defense, for the interior defense, you're going to go with a 75 interior defense because that's all you really need, especially since you're locked down. You're definitely going to need to guard the interior. And you're going to be defending a lot of people who drive the paint. It's not the best in the world because you're not a center. So that's not like your main specialty in defense, but you're still going to need it in case somebody tries to do a layup on you, which they will most probably miss if you have a 75 interior defense. So just what you want to go for the interior defense. And for the perimeter and steal, you want to go with an 85 and an 85 perimeter defense and an 86 steal because this is like the best part of the whole entire build. You get to have really good defense and you have long arms. The reason why it's not like a 90 is because we have all these other attributes like the 90G driving dunk, an 85 three-pointer, and an 85 ball handle. That's why it's not as high, but it's still really high. As you see, we have an 85 perimeter defense and an 86 steal. And as you see, we also have a 90 block, which means we can get like snatch blocks and stuff, which are really cool. And you also be one of the best defenders in the game, especially since you're a point guard with a 90 block and a 7'4" wingspan. So you're definitely going to be getting a lot of defensive stops. And for the offensive rebound, this is the worst part of the build. For the defense, is a 45 offensive rebound, but for the defensive rebound, we have an 83, which makes up for that 45 offensive. And we don't really need that high of an offensive unless you want to get a lot of offensive boards. But I just get defensive boards so I can pass it down the court. So this is when you want to go for all the attributes for the defense. And now let's get into the physicals. And for the physicals, for the speed and acceleration, I actually learned something new from a video that I watched about 2K tips. And actually, all you really need for your builds is acceleration and a little bit of speed. So right now, for the speed and acceleration, I'm going to go with a 74 speed, but an 80 acceleration. Max out your acceleration because the speed does not really matter as much as the acceleration. If you have really high acceleration and a low speed, you'll still be actually really quick. So you want to have a high acceleration and a decent speed like a 74. I just learned that, so I'm going to put that on my build so we can have more attributes to save and put them on the other attributes to make this build way better. So we're going to go with a 74 and 80 speed acceleration. And for strength, we're going to go with a 51 strength because we don't need that high of a strength since we're not like Shaquille O'Neal or Ben Wallace or anybody. So we're going to go with a 51 strength. But for the vertical, we're going to go with an 82 vertical so we can get all the contact dunks in the game. So we can get the elite contact dunks, the pro contact dunks. So you want to go with an 82 vertical, and obviously for all our builds, we go with a 99 stamina. I figured out the way to get 99 stamina. I just 6 them off in the perimeter defense. Actually, not the perimeter defense, the block, because we don't need a 93 block. That's what we're going to go for originally, but we don't need a 93 block. A 90 is just fine. It's still in the 90s. So we got a 99 stamina, and this is the best build in the whole entire game. This is the best 6'9" build in the whole entire game. So I really recommend you make this build. So you want to go with all these attributes. And now let's get into the takeover. And for the takeovers, for the primary takeover, I'm gonna go with spot up precision because when I shoot, it feels like I can agree more with spot up precision. And this is like it feels like I can agree way more with spot up precision than limitless range. But so I'm gonna go with spot up precision, but this is all your preference. And for secondary takeover, I was originally gonna go with extreme clamps, but then I also seen that we have some rim protected takeovers, so I decided to go with paint intimidation because I thought that was the best, so I can get a lot of stops So I think this is the best build, and also those are really cool takeovers. So I just decided to have Fate Intimidation, but you can go whatever secondary takeover you want. Does not matter. Does not affect your build. Actually might affect your build, but I'm gonna go with these takeovers because they're the best. So I'm gonna go with these takeovers, and now let's get into the outro. And as you see, we are similar to Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, the two Ball brothers who also wear number 2. Well, LaMelo Ball wears number 1 now, but they both wear number 2 in his picture, and they're both Ball bros. So you want to go with this build. As you see, we also made an inside-out scorer, which is one of the best builds in the whole entire game. Also forgot to mention that we're also similar to Penny Hardaway, who is one of the greats. He's definitely one of the greatest players of all time. He's definitely an old school player. So you can definitely check out their highlights in case you don't know who they are. I'm sure you know who LaMelo Ball is and Lonzo Ball, but you might not know who Penny Hardaway is, so I definitely recommend you go check his highlights out because he was a really good player. Made an inside-out scorer. This is the best 6'9" build in the game. We're all around. We have really good defense. I've seen some 6'9" builds don't have as good as defense as our build, as my build that I created, which you would be creating if you want to, and I really recommend you do. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you super smash the like button, the subscribe button, and make sure you also tap the noti bell so you can see every video that I drop every week. And now, I'm out, man. Peace.